The federal opposition is on the back foot, defending its asylum seeker policy from a number of attacks. A former Defence Force chief has spoken out against Tony Abbott's plans to turn back the boats, whilst the government and the Greens are assailing the coalition for not joining multi-party talks on the issue. Melissa Clarke reports from Canberra.
It's a familiar sight, Tony Abbott at a workplace donning protective gear, but today he needed it, coming under attack for his hardline approach to asylum seekers. He's standing by his policy to have the Defence Force turn back the boats.
The Navy's done it before, they can do it again.
The critics include no less than former Defence Force Chief Admiral Chris Barry.
The problem about the policy is it drives people to very desperate measures. And I don't think that is something that we should promote.
Tony Abbott says the Navy will do what it's told.
Admiral Barry, along with all other serving members of the armed forces, understands that the armed forces are under the direction of the government of the day. That's what civil control of the military means.
The government says that's only half the problem.
Every time the Indonesian government has been asked about this question, they've said the same thing, that they will not accept towed-back boats.
My senior colleagues have been in touch with the Indonesian government this morning, and that's a misrepresentation of their position.
The government is forging ahead with its own plan. Its expert panel investigating the issue has called for public submissions, and the members of a multi-party reference group have been announced, with Labor, Green and crossbench members, but no one from the coalition.
If Mr Abbott chooses not to participate on behalf of the Liberal Party, we'd be happy to receive self-nominations from individual members of the Liberal Party.
Tony Abbott has written to Julia Gillard asking for the terms of reference first, not that its contents seem likely to convince the coalition to join up.
The committee solution of the government has all the appearances of yet another attempt by the government to form another excuse for not putting in place the measures that they abolished.
You get elected to get a good outcome. I think it's disgraceful that the opposition have bowed out of this process.
The continuing political battle over asylum seekers is overshadowing the election-style campaigns by both the government and the opposition on the carbon tax. Labor hoped the beginning of the carbon price this week would reset the climate change debate, and the coalition planned a blitz of affected businesses to promote its anti-tax crusade. But neither side has been able to drive the political agenda. Julia Gillard says it's a good sign that the debate has quietened down.
You just had, run by the opposition, the most ridiculous scare campaign. And it was very apparent that come the 1st of July, none of these doom and gloom prophecies were going to come true.
But Tony Abbott sees himself as having won the war of attrition.
If the carbon tax debate is dying off, it's because one side has opted out of the debate. One side has surrendered. I don't see the Prime Minister talking about the carbon tax because she knows this is a debate she is losing hands down.
So far, the only loser is the managing director of Brumby's Bakeries, who has resigned after telling franchisees to blame price rises on the carbon tax. Melissa Clarke, Late Line.